Now, the UFC has been peaking for so long. It's been the phenomena of MMA boxing. MMA boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, anything you want. Any sport, the UFC of combat, the UFC is the biggest. It's up there with the NFL, the NBA, the baseball leagues. Nothing else has been able to touch its pinnacle. But I guess when you're a company that large, the only thing that can stop you is yourself. Yourself or Dagestani fighters. 3, 4 years Dagestan and forget. That's all it's going to take for these people to destroy the entire league of not entire league of Dagestan is booming right now. To destroy the entire league of the UFC. And it was going so well. The UFC was insane. Dominic Cruz, Dimitri Johnson wave really wasn't that big, but he was also during that time of like a Conor McGregor, Khabib, Tony Ferguson, all of these insane fighters that it was kind of like a dog fight, throwing two caged men in a ring and making them fight to the death. I don't know how anyone survived it. Some people like Tony Ferguson didn't survive it. CTE, brain death for the rest of their life. But it is what it is. It was still on this like insane momentum. Insane, untouchable, peaking. You had guys like Israel Adesanya. But then there was like this insane wave. Of like, I don't want to say grapplers, because I'll get into why it's not really. It is grappling, but it's not MMA grappling. Let's go to like a time of Anderson Silva, a grappler, still kickboxing, but he worked in the grappling perfectly well. Then you had this little period where you had like Anderson Silva, GSP, these grappling, yet they still fought half of the time. But then you get to this age of Adesanya, Israel Adesanya, where grappling and wrestling completely gets thrown out the window. Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, who else? I don't know. There were still grapplers, but the people in the league wasn't these fucking cocksuckers, fucking leg breakers, fucking I don't know, ball fondlers. They were actually in there trying to kick a person's head off, elbow. They were doing shit. Israel Adesanya. Then they bring Alex Pereira in. Also that wave of Conor McGregor. And then you also had guys like that mixed it well, DDP. But now, I don't know when. There was some point, I don't know who started it. People are going to try to blame Marab Dishvili. I don't think he was the one that started it. Not Joshua Vaughn, but Pantoja. He just got beat. But Pantoja. These guys didn't start this massive wave of grappling. I don't know. I have to blame Islam Makhachev. I feel like Islam Makhachev was the Trojan horse just so they can sneak in all of their Dagestani brotherhood into the UFC. Because Khabib, it really wasn't like that. With Khabib, he was huge, but it was like just his thing. But with Islam Makhachev, his cousin, his brother, his uncle, his auntie, he brought the entire fucking wave in. And I have to blame him. He was the Trojan horse. He was the literal death of the UFC. And now we're seeing Kazmat Chimaev. He's phenomenal sometimes. But then he goes against DDP. And the first thing we're seeing is on the ground, all right? He puts him on the ground. He does it to everybody. Picks him up, throw him on his shoulder, fireman's carry or whatever, carries him around the ring, throw him down, whatever. But then he gets to this position that I've never seen before in UFC history, where he's like in a crucifix. He's in a literal crucifix. DDP can't get out of it. There's no way for him to reverse it. I don't think he reversed it. Well, he had to. It wasn't a 25-minute control time. So he had to reverse it sometime. I don't even remember that part of him getting up. I think the only time he did have control time was before he got him on the ground. But when he was on the ground, he's in his crucifix. And then he's just doing that, tapping his head with his elbow, 25 minutes straight, tapping his head with his elbow, doing absolutely nothing, absolutely nothing. I think he threw over 100 strikes, no damage on DDP whatsoever. Well, maybe it did some because DDP still hasn't come back to fight, but it didn't do anything to him. And now we're dealing with this new wave of fighting that now I'm going to get into. Like, that's not UFC grappling. When you saw GSP, UFC grappling, when you saw Charles Oliveira, the greatest example of the best grappler of all time, there's no debate about it. There's not a single person. I think he possesses the most submissions in history of UFC fighting. He possesses the most submissions ever. He never did anything like that in his life. Merab Dishvili. He came after Islam Makhachev. They were trying to keep him away from the title. I see why he just lost the title. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care for it. I thought he was a good champion, kind of, but he still had this like fake wrestling style where it's not about a submission. It wasn't Khabib finding a submission and then beating you until you give him the submission. It wasn't a Charles Oliveira kicking you, knocking you down, dropping you, and then submitting you. It wasn't none of that. It's just like they just want to ragdoll you. They just want to throw you up on the fence and keep you there, hold you there for no fucking reason. It's not doing nothing. They're not looking for a submission. They're not even looking to hurt you. They're not even looking to hurt you. They just want to hold you. And it's this retarded version of grappling, the most brain dead version of grappling to ever exist. And I think it's going to be the death of the UFC because people are going to come in and see it as a running strategy. You have the smaller fighters brewing under the rankings that's seeing that and thinking, why lose, get kicked out of the UFC when I can just simply win. But you're not really winning if at the end of it, everybody's booing you. It's like that It's like that fight with Jose Aldo and there's a Batista, is it? It's when Jose Aldo retired, his retirement fight, where he kind of just got grappled, nothing happened, he was just held down, which kind of sucks. He's a Brazilian, he should know how to grapple. But there's this new age of boxing, this new age of grappling that's just about grappling. It's not submission. It's not getting you into a compromising position so they can at least do a ground and pound. It's just hold them down. Just keep holding. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And it's going to kill the UFC boxing. No, the UFC. It's just going to kill the UFC. Now, I could go into a solution. I could go into, there's this saver, Alex Pereira knocking out Ankalaev. Ankalaev was never a grappler. Or I could say Tom Aspinall. His grappling is to knock you out. He puts you on the ground and puts your lights out. Or I could say, who else? I don't know, DDP before he was dead. Or, what was the other fucking dude? I feel like there was, I'm not going to say Sean O'Malley. I'm just going to say it's the death of the UFC. There's no resurrecting it. The Dagestanis have taken over. The only thing you can do now is just go 3-4 years to Dagestan and forget.